You guys, welcome to Sick of Pricks, a type 2 diabetes podcast. I'm Mary, your diabetes bestie, and today we're talking about holiday food anxiety, the boundaries, the joy, and the blood sugar roller coasters that come with the season. If you felt a little oof hearing that, same. This is one of the most emotionally loaded topics of the entire year. And it's not because of the ham or the cookies or the mashed potatoes. It's because holidays come with a whole backstory. So today, I want to walk you through what actually helps in a way that feels like we're sitting at a kitchen table together, not running through a checklist. The holidays can bring out some of our best qualities. But honestly, it also brings out some of our most stressed out qualities. You've got the joy, the nostalgia, the excitement, and then right underneath that, you've got overwhelm, pressure, unspoken expectations, and about 6 different people telling you what should be on your plate. It's like everyone becomes a part-time nutritionist the moment you walk in the door. And what makes this hard isn't just the food, it's the history. Maybe you grew up in a family where food was love, but also a reason for comments. Maybe you were a clean plate club kid. Maybe you were the you don't need seconds kid. That was me. I always got the look from across this table that was like, should you be eating that? Do you really need that? Do you really need that second cookie? And now add diabetes on top of that. And it's not just a, do I want this anymore? It's how will my body handle this? And is someone watching me? And do I really want to get into this conversation right now? Holiday anxiety is almost never about the food. It's the story that's underneath it. So before we talk strategy, I want you to know this. Nothing about you is wrong. The holidays are just really freaking complicated. I remember a holiday where I was on a strict eating plan, like weighing, measuring, counting, everything. And I even, this is so embarrassing because I would never do this today. And if you do this, I'm not hating on you. I've really had to let go of some of these diet culture toxic rules that I used to follow because my mental health was struggling. So I remember one year I went to, it was probably Christmas dinner at my mother-in-law's house. And I brought avocado brownies and deviled eggs made with Greek yogurt. And I smiled and pretended to love all of it. And it's not that it was bad. It was just not holiday food. It was diet food. And I stuck to my plan in front of everyone. And I felt all proud of myself for being so strict and so disciplined. And then I went home, and when no one was looking, I binged on the leftovers that we brought home of the cake and the pie and the whatever because I was miserable. It's so important that we set the tone and we set our intentions before the get together, before the holiday meal, before the party, before whatever. I used to make the mistake of walking into the holiday so worried about the menu before I even thought about the day itself. Like I hadn't said hi to anyone. I hadn't given hugs. I wasn't, oh, so good to see you. It was like I was already trying to calculate how many carbs I was going to eat that day. Now, before the event, before the party, before the meal, whatever, I ask myself one question. How do I want to feel? Not how do I want my plate to look, not what's the perfect diabetes strategy to keep my numbers in check. Just what do I want the day to feel like? Do I want calm? Do I want flexibility? Do I want joy? Do I want to feel like I'm actually present instead of micromanaging my blood sugar? Because when you decide the vibe first, your choices naturally shift. If I want a peaceful day, I'm not going to skip meals to save up for dinner. If I want a joyful day, I'm not going to shame myself out of having a cookie my daughter baked. And if I want a connected day, I'm not hiding in the kitchen eating standing up where no one can see me. The vibe comes first and the food follows, not the other way around. It's really hard to make that shift, though, when you have grown up in a food-focused family. In my family, Everything revolved around food. If you were sad, let's eat. If you were happy, let's celebrate and eat. If you were scared, it's okay. Don't worry. Have a cookie. It'll make you feel better. If you got hurt, here's something to distract you. Some food. Okay. Let's talk now about the mental side because this is where the anxiety actually lives. We have this holiday food pressure, and half of it is not from what other people are saying. It's the conversations that you're having with yourself. So you say things internally like, don't mess up. Don't let your numbers spike. Don't eat that. Don't eat that. Don't eat that. I hope no one comments on my plate. I hope they don't make it weird. I don't want to embarrass myself. It's like you walk in already bracing for the comments. So your internal boundary, the one that no one sees, needs to be this. I am not going to war with myself today. That means no narrating your choices in your head, no apologizing to yourself or anyone else, no mental punishment, no pre-shame, mid-shame, or post-shame. You are allowed to feed your body and you're allowed to enjoy the holiday and you're allowed to be a human who eats food. Even living with type 2 diabetes, imagine that. When you decide ahead of time that you are not going to bully yourself through the day, it changes everything. Now, what do we do when people make it weird? Because they're going to make it weird. I feel like relatives fall on two sides of the spectrum. You have the people who are like helicopter parenting your plate. Like, should you be eating that? Can you have that? Is that okay for you to eat? And then you have the other people who are like, just have one slice of pie. You have to try so-and-so's sweet potato casserole because they're going to be offended if you don't eat it. Eat, 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 eat. So you have both sides coming at you. But here's the thing. Most of the time, they're not trying to be malicious. They're just used to commenting. Or they've known you for so long, they're used to the older version of you. Or they just don't understand diabetes at all. But your boundary doesn't need an explanation. You can keep it short, you can keep it boring, you can keep it neutral. I'm good, thank you. I've made myself a plan. Please don't comment on my plate. I promise I'm taking care of myself. You don't need to fill your explanation with emotion. You can just say, I'm good. And if they try again, just repeat it calmly, like a human auto response, because boundaries aren't about convincing the other person. They're about taking care of you. Okay, let's talk about what to do about the actual food, because it is a thing. We need to talk about it, but we're not going to talk about it like a checklist, more like real life choices. Reality is holiday meals are not normal meals. They're heavier, richer, more nostalgic, more emotional, and a lot of times they're more unpredictable. That doesn't mean you can't have them. It means you have to give yourself a little structure so your body doesn't get smacked around. For me, it's as simple as this. I start with something that helps my body before I move toward the things that help my soul. That's going to look different for all of us. It might look like grabbing protein so you don't get the my blood sugar is going to make all my decisions feeling. It might look like adding something with fiber so you don't go from 0 to 280 in 20 minutes. And then you can add the stuff that makes the holiday feel like the holiday. Your grandma's mac and cheese, the stuffing you wait all year for, the dessert someone only makes at Christmas. Please eat it. Don't let shame rob you of joy. Joy is part of health too. Then pay attention to what your body feels, not in a judgmental way, just a what do I need way. If you want seconds, go for seconds. If you need water, drink it. If your numbers go up, you don't freak out. You just respond with something gentle like a little walk or a little movement. You are not micromanaging yourself. You're supporting yourself, and there is a huge difference. If your numbers spike, you are not a failure. These are not moral events. They're not warnings from the universe that you should have stayed home. They're literally just numbers. Your body is processing richer, sweeter food than normal. Your schedule is thrown off. You might be stressed. You might have slept poorly. Maybe you were up all night traveling. Maybe your meds are due a little later. You're not in your routine, and spikes happen, and then they come back down. What does matter is how you talk to yourself when you see the number. The voice says, see, you can't handle this. Why'd you do that? We want to flip it to, yeah, that makes sense. Let's support myself now. Then you hydrate, you move a little bit, and you go on with your day. Spikes don't ruin the holidays. Shame does. And your number isn't a grade, it's just information. And you're allowed to keep living your life while your body processes dinner. One of the things that diabetes can accidentally do, especially around food, is turn every holiday into a math problem. And I want you to reclaim some of the joy of it. Okay, so we're going to ask ourselves, what's the moment I actually want to remember from this day? Is it the meal? Maybe. But often it's something else. It's the laughter, the traditions, the music, the conversation. My personal feeling, that favorite when the house gets quiet and you're sitting on the couch with a blanket. Don't let food become the entire story. It's part of the day, but not the point of the day. Joy is a diabetes-friendly choice. Connection, diabetes-friendly. Peace, diabetes-friendly. Being present supports your blood sugar just as much as anything on your plate. Now let's talk about the day after, because sometimes that's when the real anxiety hits, like, OMG, what did I do? You wake up, you open your CGM app, and you swear the graph is judging you with its, jagged lines. But here's the truth. There's nothing to fix, there's nothing to undo, and there's nothing to feel ashamed of. You lived your life, you ate a holiday meal, you showed up, you navigated, and you're still here. The day after is not the time to punish yourself. It's a time to slide right back into your normal rhythm. Your body loves rhythm more than it loves perfection. Take your meds, drink some water, move if it feels good, and that's it. We're just out here living life. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with something a little more grounded. Something that's not about being perfect or sticking to a script or earning gold stars for getting through the day the right way. The holidays are a mix of intention and reality. We walk in with the best intentions to stay calm, to enjoy ourselves, to honor our bodies, to keep the stress low. But then real life walks in right behind us. The family, the food, the emotions, the timing, the curveballs. Life gets louder, messier, and sometimes more unpredictable. So your job isn't to nail it. Your job is to meet yourself in the middle. Set the intention, but give yourself grace to respond to the reality of the moment. If the day feels smoother than you expected, amazing. If something throws you off, you don't spiral, you adjust. If your blood sugar goes sideways, you take care of yourself the way you always do. If you eat more of something than you planned, you breathe, you hydrate, and you move on. Grace isn't letting yourself off the hook. Grace is letting yourself be human. Because at the end of the day, what matters most is not the perfect plate or the perfect number. It's the way you treat yourself through all of it. It's the voice that you use with yourself. It's the compassion you're willing to extend to the person who has to live in your body every single day. And if you can walk into this season with a little intention, meet the moments with a little flexibility, and carry yourself with a whole lot of grace, you're going to be just fine. Better than fine. You're going to feel more present, more grounded, and more capable than you give yourself credit for. All right, that's it for today's episode of Sick of Pricks. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps more than you know. And hey, if you're ready to connect with people who actually get it, come join my Facebook community, Sugar Mama Strong. It's a safe place for support, accountability, and real-life conversations about health, goals, and life. You can also follow along on Facebook and Instagram for more daily motivation and updates. Everything's linked in the show notes. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.